Is Microsoft dying? Depends who you ask. Personally, after my many bad experiences with Vista, I kind of have to say yes. For me, Vista was a complete and total fail. To give you an example, I've bought a copy of Vista. It was Ultimate that I no longer have, as I've had it for a year and a half, and guess what? I ran it for all of 5 days. 5 days. Every time I tried switching to it, before Service Pack 1, I had it on the computer for 2 days. Between B-sodding, blue screens of death, between crappy drivers, thank you NVIDIA, and slow network transfers and USB transfers of large files, I had to have enough. Give me something that's gonna work. I need to get my stuff done. And that is just some of the problems I've had with this stuff. For an example, I bought a computer that was too good of a deal to pass up. It fit the need I needed at that point. It's a travel computer, but it's not a netbook. It's bigger than a netbook, more powerful than a netbook. Brand new. I have the computer no less than 3 days, and I started getting memory core dumps. I started for blue screens. I started getting all these other blue screens of death. Yet I stick XP on it, and XP doesn't give a crap. It runs perfectly fine, lightning quick. It doesn't idle at a quarter of my 2 gigs of memory for an operating system. Vista, for me, was a fail. Between no SLI support from NVIDIA when it first came out, for my dual 8600 setup, between that, B-sodding on its own, slow network transfers, brand new computer, supposedly pre-installed with SP1, it fixes all the issues. 3 days, it B-sodds. What's the point in keeping it if I can't get anything done? So, with that, my main machine now runs a triple boot between XP Professional, which has most of it as far as my hard drive space, Linux Mint 6, which just recently released the Backtrack 4 beta, and Ubuntu. I have migrated slowly but more consistently to Linux as opposed to running Windows. I find myself probably 75% of the time now running something in Linux. My 4 computers that I have, one of them is a dual boot, one of them is the strictly Linux machine, and another one I usually have stuck a live USB in for Linux, of damn small Linux. It is in some way on every one of my computers, because I'm tired of Microsoft. I'm tired of the lack of innovation. I'm tired of the lack of customer focus that they have. Microsoft has stopped giving a crap about the customer. Bill Gates' attitude towards the consumer market is they'll like it if we put it out because we have the market share. Because essentially they're treating the consumers as morons, which unfortunately for the most part is true when you have 90% of the market. Hence things like the netbook market when Linux first came out on, and Apple's resurgence in the market share are all very, very important because it kicks Microsoft in the nuts, making them realize there's actually competition now. Because things are done in the cloud as it is, the operating system is becoming less and less important. Things like quick boot systems from Asus and Splashtop that boot Linux before Windows, or things like Mac going to an Intel platform. Those are big changes that Microsoft doesn't know how to deal with. And another area that Microsoft isn't really looking at or taking seriously, I think, is virtualization, running things in a VM. For the most part, while I have a triple boot or some type of dual boot system with XP, I'll run XP on a Linux box in a VM and call it good. For the most part, the virtual machine technology is not quite there yet as far as graphics rendering, which is what I need XP for. However, seeing how things such as VirtualBox and VMware are starting to implement OpenGL, and I believe VMware has just recently implemented DirectX into their product. So those technologies are making the operating system less important. The internet is making the operating system less important. The operating system will still have a place, but it's not to the extent it does now.